Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Coming soon from Gamble Comics, BC Brute. WWE ECW Episode 17 from October the 3rd, 2006. The show begins in the back. Paul Heyman, who is confronted by Hardcore Holly, is in the locker room. They show Bob getting his back cut open, and Paul talks about the 24 stitches it took to get Bob back together. Wow. Hardcore Holly wants Rob again tonight, but Paul says you can't get back in the ring with Rob Van Dam with those stitches still in your back. You could get, not you, we, ECW, could get sued. As Holly attempts to change Heyman's mind with violence, Test hits Bob Holly with a chair on the back right where the stitches are. This action leads to Paul declaring that tonight in the main event it will be Test versus RVD in an Extreme Rules match. That was a hot way to open the show. After the Drowning Pool song plays, we hear the familiar sound of the Sandman, well, not Enter Sandman by Metallica, but the Sandman in WWE's entrance. He's coming through the crowd, and Taz and Styles put over how this is going to be a tag team match. So my first thought is, will Sandman's partner be Sabu or Tommy Dreamer? Since these three guys are basically in a revolving door team that sometimes has one of the guys going after the world championship before returning back to the team. The team this time is Sandman and Sabu. A new thought that will be answered momentarily. Who is going to be teaming with Matt Striker, since clearly this match was made to further the rivalry between Striker and Sandman, right? Of course, it was always going to be The Big Show. Like I said, the three guys have like a revolving door that take them in and out of a tag team and in and out of matches with Big Show. This match has potential to be fun since every man brings a different element to the match. Obviously, Big Show is a giant and very despised right now. Sabu is a wild and crazy, dangerous man. Matt Striker is the brains of this whole thing, and Sandman is that blue-collar, tough man personified. Sandman bleeding before the match even begins always pops me. Sandman and Big Show started out. I love Big Show no-selling Sabu early in all of his flurry. That is the way a big man shows off he is big and strong. Striker tagging in and the good guys getting in control until Big Show pulls the ropes away and Sabu falls when he went to go try to use the ropes, and he falls to the floor. I love when wrestlers are smart and when wrestling matches make sense. And this match is well put together. While Sabu is on the outside, the show cuts to break when ECW comes back from the commercial. Big Show is now the legal man and dominating. Matt Striker once again tries to use the fact that his partner is big and in control to steal a win. As soon as he tags in, Sabu isn't done yet, and he kicks out. And it was clear that the match can't end because Sandman hasn't even been legally in the match, or at least not that we've seen. Maybe it was happened during the break. Man, I believe I've complained about this before, but WWE ECW not having tag team championships was a big miss for the returning ECW. They had lots of tag teams and tag team matches. Basically, the show was very set with teams, and I think Big Show and Stryker would have made for a very fun ECW Tag Team Championship run, especially if Test was placed in that dominant big man, non-original world champion spot that Paul Heyman put Big Show in. Then Matt Stryker and Big Show getting the Tag Team Championship run, what a difference that could have made. Back in the match and out of my fantasy booking, Sabu hits a beautiful leg lariat and makes the hottest of hot tags to Sandman. Matt Stryker is bumping all over the ring for the good guys. Big Show comes in and saves Matt, who gets the win. So now, no wonder Matt was making the good guys look so great. He knew he was going to get that very important W. It was a very unique and fun, overall fine 3 out of 5 stars match that went 8 minutes and 57 seconds. We get a very Vince, pointless recap of all of the events that occurred before the first match, as if we just got here. I guess this was for like the channel flippers, maybe? They then hype up the main event of Test versus Rob Van Dam, which feels like a can't-miss match. Has Rob had a bad match since the relaunch? I feel like Van Dam can work well with just about anyone. Not exactly pointless, but let's call this one tasteless. Kelly and Trinity of the FBI, Full-Blooded Italians, are inviting Raw and SmackDown Divas to ECW next week for Extreme Strip Poker. It is good to promote and encourage people to come back next week, but come on, how weird can Mr. McMahon be that his big promotion of next week is strip poker? Regarding weird, and maybe in this case more strange, Kevin Thorne and Ariel are on their way out to the ring, and if only they'd have had the chance to wait or last 2 years, then these two could have rode that wave of Twilight hype. This is where we see Tommy Dreamer, Styles, and Taz acknowledge that Ariel and Kevin have had issues with Francine and Balls Mahoney recently, which instantly makes me assume that they're going to take part in the finish. Kevin is so in command early that it makes me feel like Balls getting involved makes a lot of sense, especially if he was to cost Kevin Thorne the match, which could explain why Tommy is taking such a beating early on. I really enjoy how witty Taz is on commentary. As soon as Tommy gets his first bit of offense, Taz says Thorne got bit by Dreamer, which was amusing. Tommy hits the cleanest DDT. Kevin uses his cane to put Dreamer to sleep after Thorne rolls out of the ring to avoid a loss to that very beautiful DDT. It was a totally passable 2 out of 5 stars. Not bad match, but it was only 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Nothing special. I'm very surprised Mahoney or Francine didn't get involved since the commentary team brought up the rivalry, and it would have, made sense for the storyline. I'm probably putting too much thought into this, but I feel like Maria from Raw accepting the invitation to Extreme Strip Poker is too early, because how did she know that the challenge was going to go out? Was Maria just on standby in case Kelly and Trinity made a challenge? But put that to the side, since Maria Kanellis is such a funny promo and excellent when it comes to delivering her ditzy lines. I can't even be mad at the lack of logic for her ability to deliver. CM Punk comes out for a match with Danny Doring, who is already in the ring. This smells like a squash match in the making. Sad too, since for a time in the original ECW, Danny Doring and Roadkill mattered, although again that was when ECW had a tag team division. This version of CM Punk is so bulky, he feels like he was made to make Vince happy. This Punk is still very quick, so that is, it's good that the bulk didn't slow him down much. Danny used to dress like he wanted to be a member of the Hart Foundation. Unfortunately, the attire he has on here is not very complimentary. Punk taps out Doring, to the Anaconda Vice. It was a passable 2 out of 5 stars, but it was only a minute and 10 seconds. Can anything be better than a 2 out of 5 when it's that short? Post match, Kelly wants to strip for Punk, but then Knox stands up for her, but backs down when Punk calls out Mike Knox. The Mike Knox CM Punk confrontation may have actually been longer than the match itself. The show says up next is the main event, but I've watched this show enough to know that what they really mean to say is after the break that the match will happen, but we're for sure going to do something in between. And that something is another promo segment. This time it is from the SmackDown Divas, Crystal Marshall and Ashley Mazzaro. They are accepting the invitation to Extreme Strip Poker. These two are much more intense than Maria was, but it was different, and I like different. And it's always good to see Ashley because she was unique in her time, and again, different is good. Rob Van Dam is out first for the Extreme Rules main event. While watching Test make his entrance, I can't help but think what could have been if he'd have lived. At this time, in this moment, Test just feels like a force to be reckoned with. And he could have been a very believable ECW champion. As a matter of fact, how was it that Test was not Vince McMahon's representative in the Battle of the Billionaires? No knock on Umaga, who was awesome in and of his own right, but doesn't 2006-2007 Test feel more like a Vince McMahon guy than, Jamal did? I just looked it up, and Test was suspended and then also released in 2007 after the Royal Rumble, but before WrestleMania. So that's the why he wasn't the representative of Vince when Bobby Lashley was the representative for Trump. Because, although on the subject of Bobby Lashley, is that man all natural? Because can't remember a time he ever got suspended. Test and Rob are delivering. Test moving out of the way when Rob tries to hit his patented corkscrew leg drop on the barricade. Painful stuff. But Test goes to take advantage. He lifts up the ring steps and goes to smash Rob's face with the steps into the ring post. However, that isn't what happens. Test runs with the steps towards Rob, who ducks, and Test knocks himself silly. Rob manages to get Test on the stairs and hits Rolling Thunder. So very cool. While Test is selling, Rob gets a table from under the ring, but Taz believes that Van Dam is hurt, and honestly, they probably both are. When Rob gets back into the ring, he and Test are both loopy, but Test hits an impactful car crash style clothesline. Test is struggling to stay in the driver's seat. This feels like one of the best matches of Test's entire career, whereas especially when Rob tries to take control and Test kicks a chair into RVD's face. It's very smart, and in total, the match goes 21 minutes, 19 seconds. It feels like one of Test's best matches, realistically, and just a normal day at the office for Rob Van Dam. There are shenanigans at the end, but of course there should be. Test is a heel and is aligned with Paul Heyman. Big Show helps out. Test wins in this great 5 out of 5 stars match. I'm kind of shocked that Test won, but I really shouldn't be. This was that time for Andrew Martin or Test to shine. Overall, I'll give the whole episode a 4 out of 5 stars. It was good stuff, and most importantly, I think the total sum of the show is more valuable than each piece individually, because like I said, there was a 2-star and a 3-star and a this and that, but when you put it all together and the ECW put out by WWE doesn't insult the legacy of the original ECW, hey, that's a good show right there.